I'm doing you want me to do it, or do you I'll take some pictures and see.
Like, that's another baby head.
But yeah, I'll send you some pictures of it. Yeah, I think so. And Sonny just played a show. Yeah, I didn't get to see it. He was like, I was very scared. I'll be free. I did not want to go. And I want to go out one time. Nice.
Well, we all worked back.
I've been inspired by both of us.
Should I give this for now?
Carlos is on after these first points, shares take back. That's cool. Yeah.
Do you want me to keep your phone? Yes. You can just, I'll stay here.
Yes. He's standing right there.
Okay.
Hi. Hi. Yeah.
Possibly, I mean, either this evening after the event is over, or perhaps tomorrow. How about 9 a.m.? Between 9 and 10, I think that would be okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great. I'll let her know. Miss Caitlin. All right, sounds great. Bye-bye.
Oh, there you go.
I answered one phone call there and just told her, but I don't know if you want to get it into I don't want anybody to hear time. it alone.
He's already here.
Okay.
Just tell me when, Jesse.
Okay. Do you want the lights to know?
Yeah. On that building?
This is, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I said I can just ask
He's
him.
waiting. Oh, he's ready whenever you are. I can just give him the high sign.
Saw you earlier, but I didn't meet you. I'm Alan.
I didn't know Hana.
Nice to meet you. What do you do?
So what did you talk? Check out my phone.
Sorry, Mama.
What a great evening. Great to see everybody. How about a warm, warm round of applause for Danza Tonatsinda Analco for their dance performance this morning. I think they set the tone for what's going to be a very remarkable and special evening. And I am very, very happy to be able to welcome you all. It's an overflow crowd, a sign of just what an outstanding occasion this is. And I want to start by congratulating our outstanding awardees, people we're going to be honoring tonight. Let's hear it for them before we even get started. I think we're here tonight because we're all enormously grateful to each of them and to all of them for the work they do in our community and the gifts they bring to us, particularly in this troubled time, through their art. Before I say a few other remarks, let me offer some words of thanks. Of course, I think we need to all thank our incredible Arts and Culture Department and the members of our Arts Commission. They're the keepers of the flame for this city when it comes to arts and culture, and they continue to drive Santa Fe forward to the forefront of art and culture, not just here, but across the country. So thank you to all of them for their dedication. Thank you to our city clerks team for their excellent work in producing the stories that we'll be hearing and seeing tonight. A very big thank you to our sponsors who contributed generously to make this event happen. Joanne and Bob Balzer, thank you so much. We love you. Scott Hutton and Hutton Broadcasting, thank you for your support. Andy Wallerstein, Mary Sloan, and Avalon. Sound effects are welcome. Yes, thank you. Ed and Maria Gale, thank you again. Again. To Lutz Arnold and the Rosewood Inn of the Anasazi, thank you so much for your support. And Chip Conley and the Modern Elder Academy, we're grateful to you for helping us out, not just tonight, but all the time. And I also, before he comes up here in a few minutes, I want to say a big thank you to my friend and brother by another mother, Carlos Medina, who is again serving as our MC. As always, he brings his heart, his soul, and a few laughs to what is a great event. And in a minute, we'll be hearing from another great friend, Tommy Archuleta, our poet laureate. Thank you all. I'd also like to note that there's another important event happening tonight at this same time, and that's the Pinon Awards.
Yeah.
It's a very important event. Some people might bemoan the fact that here in Santa Fe we have two events, both celebrating the contributions that our local artists and nonprofits make to the vitality and the vibrancy of this community. But I think it's a testimonial to the strength and the depth of the commitment of people across this city and our region to Santa Fe's unique way of life that we can have two such events on the same night. That's what, thank you, yes. There are so many people from all walks of life contributing so much to our way of life, and that's what brings us together, and that's what defines our city. We not only talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, we live it. Now, a word or two about tonight's celebration. A famous poet once said, "Art is character." I suspect he was talking about the artist and the relationship between artists and their work and their own sense of self. Tonight, we get to see how it applies to an entire city, to the people who create art and to the people who appreciate art, to the people who display art and the people who purchase art, to the artists who live here and to the people who admire, respect, and honor the artists who live here. If art is character, then tonight and frankly every single day, Santa Fe's character is on display with great pride and great distinction. As a city, we celebrate art and artists like no other place in this country. To be an artist is to take risks, to put yourself out there, to explore, and also to challenge. And only a place like Santa Fe offers our artists the sense of place and the safety of a space where creativity and risk can flourish. Tonight, as we celebrate our Mayor's Awards winners, let's also celebrate Santa Fe and the roles each of us play in this special place to showcase their work and our admiration for their work and the character that we all have in making Santa Fe the art capital that we are. Now, let's get on with Tommy Archuleta and a poem from our Poet Laureate. Thanks, everybody.
Good evening, everybody. So I just want to say just a couple quick things. My handler, Chelsea Johnson at the Arts and Culture Department has been teaching me how to say no. She's really good at it. And then they sent me to Washington, D.C. to read a poem at the Library of Congress's annual book thing, and that was really weird. There was army people with guns. It was weird. I also want to thank my friend Alan Weber, our mayor, because he believes that he writes poems. And I've been telling him that it's actually typing what he's doing, and trying to get him a therapist also. So congratulations to the recipients. It's a big deal. You know, so many of us work in silence. And so, you know, to be recognized in this way, it validates, and I think these things like this, they give us permission to keep going. Kurt Vonnegut said something to the effect of, art makes life bearable. And it's places like this that are, to me, there's a few eyes in the storm. Our families, those of us that have them, and places like this, because it's tough out there. The poem I'm going to read is from a new manuscript, and I brought it because I think it sort of gets at one of the things that some of us have, like we don't have a choice in what we do, because we feel like crap when we don't do it. And it's really old impulse, I think. Inheritance. Oh, cold moon, I couldn't agree more. Art is the only God worth trusting. And thanks to you, the little boy who first appeared in my throat years ago is here again, sitting before a clean page, the desk steadied by matchbooks, the window open just enough to let in the whims of December. It's unclear if the shepherd in the meadow is about to bed down, or that he did so hours ago. What is clear The lambs are too spooked to sleep over whatever lurks in the shadows of the tree line. Everything still as the pen in the little boy's hand. His torrid need to say something, something coiled, cornered even for centuries, begging always to know the lights of reveal. Nothing from nothing, though, means a bag of hot fumes, a building throng of pressure with no sign of kerploof. Keep scolding your muse, Thomas, and soon the wings of your words might not find and soon the wings of your words won't work one bit, won't read the winds well enough to safely land unawares. Midnight. The hour, the widowers of the valley head for the woods, axe in hand. Spring, summer, fall, no matter. They work in silence, cold as the pines that called them. The footpaths the years have carved. They too pay no mind to the seasons disappearing and reappearing at will, as they're known to do. Few anymore pack revolvers, but all carry cut pine boughs. They weave the boughs into crosses in their sleep, and they leave them where they stopped to rest. Come first light, only my widower will head down to the alfalfa fields, solely to rail against the God that gave him another day above ground without his beloved. Till noon, he'll yell and wave his axe high up in the air, caring little if he spooks the horses or not. Thank you.
We are so lucky to have Tommy Archuleta as our poet laureate. He left out a few things about himself, like the award he won among poet laureates in America for the program he's been championing to help some of our homeless residents write poetry, appear in a film, and gain more dignity through art. So thank you, Tommy, for everything you've done. And now I'm going to turn things over to our esteemed Master of Ceremonies. Please welcome my friend Carlos Medina. Carlos.
Muchas gracias.
Go on the right,
Mayor.
down there.
Buenas tardes,
That's
good
the water
evening,
bottle.
welcome y bienvenidos to this wonderful award show. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for inviting me. Creo que this is about the fourth or quinta vez that I get invited to. I know this is going to be maybe difficult for interpreting, porque a veces I start a sentence in English y lo acabo en español. But it looks like she's doing. Thank you. Thank you. I still remember the first time that the mayor invited me to do the show, and I was so scared, bien espantadote, because I figured, well, this is a pretty fierce event where you gotta dress up. And normally I'm using the detention center special, no? The gym shorts, the medias up to here, the bandana, and the tank top. The tank top. We don't say that over here. Pero, so I called the mayor and I was like, "Mayor, do I have to wear a suit?" He wouldn't answer, and I was thinking, because I never dress like this, no. The only time I dress like this is when I have a date, a court date, no. And I wanted to say, Mr. Mayor, that this year is the last year that I have to report to court. No more PO, no more info monitor. So thank you for believing in me. And I saved $100 from each show that I've done, and I was able to buy this suit. Somebody in Santa's my size and they leave these at Savers like every 3 months. $8 for express. But all kidding aside, I love this show porque en Santa Fe me siento como que wherever I go, whether it's the Jean Cocteau or up at the Tesuque Casino or here, estamos entre familia, we're amongst family. And you know, I've had the honor of getting to know the mayor and a lot of the department heads at City Hall. And as is customary every year before I do the show, I go and visit with the mayor because I just figured the first time he invited me, I better let him know what I was going to talk about. That way he wouldn't be all sorprendido in public. No. And the first time I went, I told the mayor, is it okay if I talk about that time you and I went to Tijuana? We came back with matching tattoos. And he goes, I don't remember that trip. And he said, that's how good it was. But with all due respect, the tattoos they weren't matching exactly. His glows in the dark and mine doesn't. Pero aquí estamos otra vez. Today, when I went to visit him, we started talking about getting old because I mean, we're all getting old. Gracias a Dios, it beats the alternative now. And I told him, I know, Mr. Mayor, I feel like I'm getting old too because I remember when I started social media, it was on MySpace. And now my social media is on MyChart. And you're trying to match with people that have the same symptoms. The other day I matched with Sexy CPAP 209. No. And that would be the fun thing. Imagine trying to fight with somebody that uses a CPAP. No. Like the arguments you would have at night, the pillow talk. No. Like if you get mad, there's no way you can argue con una pinche CPAP. But you know, thank God we are getting old because the alternative sucks. No. You know what that is. Pues, gracias a Dios que aquí estamos esta noche. And we're here tonight to honor, honrar a nuestros artistas and pay tribute to their hard work, their dedicación, las horas que, you know, that they spend honing their craft. And you know, it must be one of the hardest events in the country because Santa Fe is full of so many good artists. And you know, we just heard our poet laureate. What a beautiful poem. Gracias, Señor. And so this show is about the artists. So I want to welcome my friend and your friend, the 2001 award winner. He is a social activist, a muralist, and an artist. We've been inspired by his work. Help me welcome al Señor Sam Leyva.
Thank you, Carlos. Very funny guy. Growing up in Nevada, you gotta be funny. And because there's no room for anything else. And thank you, Mayor Weber, the Arts Commission, Department of Arts and Culture, and all of the production staff for this important event tonight. Honoring a diverse and eclectic group of artists, Dios mío, educators, and supporters of the arts in Santa Fe, including my lifelong friend, mi amigo, and fellow muralist, Carlos Cervantes. I'll tell you a quick little story. We had a band when we were little kids. We were about 8 years old, and we carved out a guitar out of plywood and put glitter on it, and I played the drums on metal garbage cans, and we were called the Golden Cups. You gotta do what you gotta do when you're a kid. Anyway, I'm here tonight to introduce my mentor and inspiration for several decades now. Godfrey Radio came onto the scene in Santa Fe in the early 1960s, inspired by Mexican filmmaker Luis Buñuel's 1950 classic Los Olvidados, The Forgotten Ones. I don't know if any of you have seen that film, but it's an amazing piece of art. This had a profound effect on this man, affectionately known in the barrios of Santa Fe as Brother Godfrey. He opened the Young Citizens for Action program on Alto Street, and through his work he became an icon to the young men, women, and families in the Chicano barrios. This same film, Los Olvidados, led Godfrey to his desire for filmmaking. Godfrey's documentaries on the environment, technology, and the human experience reached worldwide acclaim, beginning with his film Koyanis Katsi, Life Out of Balance, and the Katsi trilogy. After other important films, and now with his most recent fantastical visionary masterpiece, Once Within a Time, Godfrey Reggio continues to impress. It is my deepest honor to introduce an honorary Leyva family member and easily the most important teacher I have ever had in my life, my brother, Godfrey Reggio.
I don't want the mic. To tell you a story that's real. About a quarter century ago, I was a Christian brother, St. Mike's, and Brother Alexis Gonzalez said, I'm going to give you a film, Godfrey, that will change your life. Now, as a brother, you don't get to see films because we're in the world, but not of it. So it was a sneak copy for me. And when I saw this film, Los Olvidados, which Sam talked about, it didn't entertain me, it inspired me. It was a religious experience, and we used it on some of the walls in the barrio because it was filmed by Buñuel in the barrios of Mexico City, not the big city, but the barrios. So with Sam Leyva and Carlos Cervantes and many others who I can't name, we created, because of that, we were working with street gangs. And I want to tell you that in the beginning, that which made me interested in cinema was Los Olvidados. And that's a Santa Fe story that's for real. So I made 11 films with the help of a lot of other people. And I could only be happy that I saw that film. And Santa Fe, it wasn't the Santa Fe that we have now. This is more like Disneyland, excuse me. Okay. I want to also say before I go that say the name. Okay. The next person who will receive the award, Ren. Sorry, it's risky, so I got to be careful. Without her, this project, Once Within a Time, would have never happened. So I'm very happy to be here to honor her and to honor Carlos and to honor Sam, who already received the award. So thank you all very much.
My name is Godfrey Reggio. I'm from New Orleans. I've lived here in Santa Fe since '59, but first came here in '54. I taught at St. Michael's High School as a Christian brother. I started a group called Compadres de Santa Fe, Compadres with Loretto Academy. I taught there. I saw a film called Los Olvidados, The Young and the Damned. It was by Luis Buñuel, the Spanish master. It was like a spiritual experience for me. It was not something that was entertaining. It was like art should be painful. It tricked the boils. It opened it up. So that made me see the value of cinema. For whatever reason, no value of my own, I'm able to sense what other people feel, but don't have the words to express. But I speak mainly without words, because those allow people It gives them a name for something. The Chinese proverb says, in time of maximum social crisis, the single most important thing you can do is rename the world. So I renamed it Trojanus-Gazi Poeta. Not quite Gazi, it's I aim all the films that are aesthetic triplets, most of which are vestigial: sensation, emotion, and perception. Perception is what the nature of art is about, but you have to have a sensation and an emotion. So these films are emotive. So many of them are black and white or infrared or thermal, things that allow you to see somebody in a different way. So it employs something called sympathetic magic. And what that means is clarity through distortion. So every film I did was a distortion of it was hyperreal. And if you just did it once, it would be an effect. But if you do it consistently, you become used to it, so it becomes normal. Usually my films take me 7 years. Usually 2 years of production or a little less, and the rest in this room, figuring it out on paper, and then we go produce it, and we do it day by day. We learn the biggest teacher is the mistakes you make. So we start out doing a lot of stuff, some of which we'll never use, and some of which instructs us, because we're open to doing something we haven't done before. All my films have children involved in them, every one of them. I made a vow to teach the poor gratuitously, for children, not adults. I was a child. I'm lucky I never grew up. The subconscious is the tableau of art for me. It's where children play as well. They skip around, they boom, 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 playing and turning in circles until they fall down. That's where I want to be. Gotta be child, and it's gotta be fun to do. If the production is not fun, doesn't mean it can't be fun, can be painful as well, but it's gotta be fun. The intention has to be clear. Don't be an artist, don't be a filmmaker, don't be a poet. If there's nothing else, you can only do that if there's absolutely nothing else you can do. Most of it will be failure. Most of it will be no recognition. So you have to be committed like to an insane asylum to do these things. I happen to have a very pessimistic mind and a joyful spirit. And so hope against hope is my motto. I don't make art for myself. I don't see it as a therapy. Art therapy was never my thing. It's a compulsion, it's an obsession. It's something that you've been called to, like an apostle, to go out and preach the word. My word has no words, it has screams.
Hand you down this box with this beautiful Marvin Martinez pot in it as a token of our appreciation for your art here in Santa Fe. And Carlos, put it back in the box. Every one of our awardees will get one of these. Thank you very much and congratulations.
Well, here goes. She's a native New Mexican, graduate of IAIA, and one of the best curators Santa Fe has seen in a long time. Combining her breadth of knowledge of global contemporary art with a deep concern for local community and social change. Internationally recognized, she's an admired colleague, a delightful friend, and a tough cookie when it comes to injustice, often with the now lost support of Matthew Contos. To give you an idea, some of her more than 40 curated exhibitions here at site since 2016 are Arnie Hammond, Jeffrey Gibson, Nick Galanin, Dakota Mace, Nina Elder, Castles, Tristan Duke, Erica Wanenmacher, Deborah Roberts, Bruce Nauman, Pedro Reyes, Shireen Nashat, Joanna Keene Lopez, Naniba Chacon, and Mae Stevens. Brandy's also the organizing curator for Chachida Amari's amazing international Once Within a Time, which, as you know, is here now if you haven't seen it. Brandy has said that museums like site are in a unique position for consciousness raising. Quote, people come in and encounter art through the lens of the artists themselves. They leave with a newfound sense of connection, inspiring compassion and empathy. End quote. So in these days of terrifying government attacks on diversity, equity, inclusion, museums, universities, freedom of speech, and practically everything else we need to stand up for, we're lucky to have exceptional art workers like Brandy Gilbert here in our hometown.
I'm Brandy Gilbert. I am a curator, an artist, a writer, a production designer, a puppeteer, and an activist. Curatorial work allows me to operate at my highest octave. It's all the things that I love. It's working with artists, it's working with ideas, it's creating spaces for dialogues, it's writing, there's, it's arranging things in a room, it's all the things. And so everything that goes into exhibitions making, I believe, I may have gathered unconventionally along the way. I don't have a doubt. If it's not a hell yes, it's a no. It is an absolute feeling of confidence, really. It's just like, yes, this is it. The thing that moves me to innovate in my creative process, but also my curatorial process, is necessity. Creating safe spaces for people to digest and understand their lived experience is urgent, I think, in this time. So innovation for me is pushing back against inherited systems, the inherited systems that we all operate within, whether they be within the contemporary art world or the education system or whatever it is, wherever you work, whatever your field is. Push back the homogenization of the human spirit. It's crucial to break those spells, and I think that art and artists and exhibitions have the capacity to do that. I honestly see creation as a form of activism. It is a way to rethink and retell stories through the lenses of artists and offer people new ways of seeing and thinking and understanding what's special about Santa Fe. Well, maybe it's not Santa Fe. Maybe it's bigger than Santa Fe. It's this place. We don't have a tremendous amount of resources, so doing this kind of work, providing this kind of resource for educators and people is essential. It's crucial. And what's special about doing the work here is that this is where we need the work. We need to do the work here. Beauty and kindness and love are maybe the most radical things that we can do right now, and to create spaces where it's safe, where people feel safe to do that, to be curious and to have conversations that may be difficult, or to think about things in a different way. Like, that is definitely something that I am pushing for with all my might. 50 now. I got my braces off and I got glasses. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Lucy, for that generous introduction, but more importantly, thank you for your friendship and for your mentorship and for your allyship and for always keeping it real for the rest of us. Thank you, everyone, for being here this evening. I want to thank the City of Santa Fe Arts and Culture Department and everyone who worked to make this evening possible. Thank you for those that put together the videos, everyone running the tech, all of it. Thank you so much. And I want to congratulate my fellow awardees. I am so honored to receive this award and in such excellent company. Wow. So congratulations to everyone. But this award it is not mine alone. I share it. I share it with you, with the artists, the community, the colleagues, my social comrades and cultural workers who continue to create meaning in this city. Thank you for doing that work. Keep doing that work. I want to take this opportunity to talk about something that that's been on my mind lately. Freedom of expression. Freedom of expression is the ground on which we stand. It is the oxygen to creativity. Without it, we can't breathe, we can't reflect, we can't imagine, but it's fragile and it can be eroded, not just by censorship, but by indifference. I recently attended a lecture at the Albuquerque Museum titled Writing Under Fascism by the brilliant author Margaret Randall, and she said something that really resonated with me. She said, censorship leads to self-censorship, which leads to silence, which leads to death. You know, I've always considered artists to be the indicator species. They sense shifts and disturbances long before the rest of us, signaling the health or the sickness of our society. And I believe that we should pay attention. We should pay attention to their voices as a call to action and continue to protect and hold spaces for critical thought, for learning, for reflection, for beauty, joy, and wonder. Like Tony said at the beginning, many of us do this work in silence. And I just want to thank everyone in this room again for this lovely recognition. I love you all. Thank you.
Brandy!
Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Pettit, here as the friend and admirer of Jason Ordaz, who is Chief Communications Officer at the Institute of American Indian Arts, where I serve as chair of the IAI Foundation. Jason has asked me to recognize a couple of people here tonight, and I would ask them to stand. The first is the President Emeritus of the Institute of American Indian Arts, Dr. Robert Martin. The other is the new President
of IAIA, Dr. Shelley Lowe. On behalf of Jason, who is currently working in London, I think he's sleeping in London right now. I first thank Mayor Weber and his office for their continuing celebration of excellence in the arts. Santa Fe is distinguished by many virtues, none more important than its artists and its support for the arts. Jason and I congratulate all of tonight's awardees for their achievements. We also thank everyone here tonight for their encouragement of the arts. One of Jason's early explorations as an artist was 3D photography, which continues today with connections to his work at IAIA. Students, faculty, and staff there all strive to present an indigenous perspective that goes beyond the old, incomplete, two-dimensional representations of Indians. As a photography instructor, Jason provides the technical and important cultural insights that help to create fully rounded images, especially those of IAIA students, campus life, and native cultures. For the past 24 years in Santa Fe, Jason's work in photography, communications, marketing, and branding has been distinguished, recognized by publications like Vogue, the Smithsonian, the New York Times, Pasatiempo, and many others. We recognize him tonight for arts education and for a life of exploration, perception, imagination, and excellence in all he has done.
I'm Jason Radas, and I live here in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I am a photographer, and I am the Chief Communications Officer at the Institute of American Indian Arts. Arts education is important to Santa Fe. I really believe that. It's why I came here, it's why a lot of people come here, is because of the arts. And having that network of a community that can learn and teach and thrive and the artist is vital to the livelihood of Santa Fe, New Mexico. But arts education is really an important component of the daily life of Santa Fe. The kinds of things that I learned from students to be exploratory, a lot of curiosity. The biggest thing that I practice in my everyday experience, and I know that they did, and it was really great to see this, is making mistakes. Some of their mistakes that they made were incredible, beautiful, and that allowed them to go into different directions that they didn't know existed. And so making those mistakes, I think, is really important. Some of my students gave me a hard time because I kind of forbade them to look at an LCD, to always look through the viewfinder. And that's a part of slowing down, and a part of having that patience to try to capture the right photograph at the right time, in the right moment, with the tools that you have. I was born in East LA, and my mom was part of the cohort of OSCO, which is a group that was founded by Harry Gamboa and Gronk and Patsy Valdez, Chicano artists. My mom was not in the group, but she was friends with all of them and best friends with Harry Gamboa. And having those people in my life at a very young age really gave me the courage to become an artist, because they were really breaking boundaries and doing incredible things that other people weren't doing. And they were Chicanos. They were born and raised in East LA, just like I was. And so I think that is the kind of the foundations of why I became an artist, to have the courage to be able to make these mistakes, to have the courage to be able to love what I'm doing. And not a lot of people get to say that, and I feel fortunate every day that I love what I do. To revolt and have patience, to have patience and then have revolt. And what do I mean by that is to be able to make mistakes, to be able to take a chance on something. To take a chance on yourself, believe in yourself, have the courage. And revolt is part of that. It's quiet. It is quiet, but it's there.
Good evening. I am deeply honored. Thank you, Mayor Alan Weber, the City of Santa Fe Arts Commission, and the Arts and Cultures Department for this recognition. My apologies for not being present during the ceremony at Site Santa Fe, as I'm traveling with my family. I do this work with the community. II President Dr. Lowe, II Trustee Chair Beverly Wright Morris, and II Trustees President Emeritus Dr. Martin, and former SAR President Dr. Brooks. Your mentorship, example, and steady encouragement have shaped me. And to II Foundation Board Chair Michael Pettit, thank you for providing remarks tonight and for your unabashed support. To my nominators and supporters, thank you for believing in me. To the II family, that's students, alum, faculty, staff, and trustees, this award reflects your creativity and tenacity. It's a privilege to help tell your stories. To my family, my mother for her artistic vision and for always saying that I can be whatever I choose to be. My father, my grandfather and grandmother for their love and kindness. My wife, Jessica, for her encouragement, support, and love. So much love. And our kids, Faye, Mag, and Jax. My in-laws, Omi and Poppy, and our cats for their unconditional love. Thank you for grounding me. Congratulations to my fellow recipients. I'm proud to accept this award alongside you. And thank you, Santa Fe, for believing in the power of the arts and the stories they carry and the way in which to communicate them.
Accepting for Jason is Dr. Shelley Lowe, the president of IAI.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Gabe Tafoya, and I have had the absolute privilege of serving as the orchestra director at Santa Fe High School for the past 11 years. And I will be introducing one of my former students who just graduated this last school year. So when I first heard about this award, I immediately thought of Rune. There was no question, it was not even a question, that Rune absolutely deserved to be nominated for this award. Rune was a cellist in my orchestra program at Santa Fe High School for 3 years, who graduated last year to move on to UNM to pursue music composition. They are an incredible musician and truly an artist all around. They were a big part of the theater program at school, winning leading roles in several school plays and several musicals. They created many visual artworks and won several awards for crafts that they created for competitions. They were my best cellist in the program, and they were always willing to learn more. But more than anything, they truly embody the spirit of an artist, with a desire to create and a constant drive to improve. I could not be more proud to introduce and recognize Rune Schultz for winning the Melissa Engstrom Youth Arts Award.
My name is Rune Schultz. I was a student at Santa Fe High, but I'm about to go to UNM, and I've lived in Santa Fe for about 10 years. I've been doing theater since my freshman year. At the beginning of my freshman year, I knew I wanted to be involved in theater, but I never thought I could actually get up on stage. But I eventually auditioned for the musical, which was High School Musical. And I went into the audition and I was like, I don't want a big role, I just want to be ensemble. And I got that and I loved it so much, and I found the community that I really fit into. And I did pretty much every single show that happened while I was here. I did normal shows and musicals. Musicals were always my favorite. For music, I started playing the cello when I was in 3rd grade, and I was living in Texas at the time, and I just did a little summer camp for it. And when we moved to New Mexico, I was really lucky that the elementary and middle school I went to had a really, really great orchestra program. Loved it so much. I only recently realized that I kind of want to go into composition for college. And I figured that out through the short film I made for my theater class. So that kind of helped me interweave theater and music together. And like once I got into composition, reading and playing music felt really different. It's really a unique way of creating. Like I've always created through art and visual art, but music is just like, it's different than creating in theater as well, because it's only an audio thing. Music can bring people together. I know it's easier for me to bond with the people in my orchestras than it is in my normal classes, because you really have to like listen and connect to each other through the music. Crafts is the one class that I took all 4 years of high school because I knew that I needed some kind of like artistic outlet, because like throughout my childhood, of course, I was doing art and making jewelry with my mom, and I taught myself how to crochet over COVID. Loved it, and I was like, I want to have time in school where I can do this, and I learned a lot of different art forms. Our crafts class is really unique, so I learned like stained glass and fused glass and felting, and we made woven pine needle baskets. Santa Fe means a lot to me, and I may cry talking about this. But like as a kid, I was moving every 1 to 2 years until 4th grade when I moved here. So I never had a place to build a community, and now I really do have that. And I like, the people here are such beautiful people. I love just being able to walk around downtown and like seeing the murals that we have. I think they're like so gorgeous, and like the art markets we have, like at the farmers market area. I love just walking around because there's so many different kinds of art that people do here. So I just, again, Santa Fe is such a broad place, so you can learn a lot. Embrace art because it's such a beautiful thing, and like, even if you're alone and like have no friends, no community, like you can have art and embrace art, and it will eventually bring you to new people.
Hi. Art has played such an important role in my life. My mother's an artist and introduced me to the arts, and I feel so thankful for her. Both of my parents have been so supportive of me and my arts. Most parents want their kids to go into a realistic major for job opportunities, but my parents always pushed me to go into what I'm passionate about. I'm also thankful for Santa Fe Public Schools for putting so much into their arts programs in both visual and performing arts. Mr. Tafoya pushed me so much, and without his class, I wouldn't have regained my love for music. Thank you very much for this award.
I have the great honor to talk a little bit about Marilyn and Carl Thoma. Marilyn and Carl Thoma are the founders of the Marilyn and Carl Thoma Foundation, which fosters leadership, innovation, and equal opportunity through arts, collections, grants, lending and exhibiting their collections, and funding education in the rural Southwest. Only have a few minutes to introduce them, so I could spend my whole time just telling you where they've given and everything about them. And I could tell you about a number of cities across the United States where they've been so gracious. But what I really want to tell you is how much I admire this couple. Actually, I love them. And I've been lucky to live in two cities, Santa Fe and Austin, where Marilyn and Carl have been involved in so many ways of giving. You taught me so much about Spanish colonial art, which I didn't know anything about. Your collection of the Spanish colonial art is amazing. Being able to see your art in Austin at the Blanton and got to know was one of my pleasures about living in Austin. But I also know you did the same thing at the Art Institute of Chicago. And you have been so generous by endowing and funding Curator, so that I've been able to see so many shows about the same period of art. And I've learned so much. Marilyn, I want to thank you. One of the things I love most about this couple is they both have their own passion for art. And they both respect each other's passion. And they both support each other's passion. My husband and I also have a passion for art, and I can't tell you how many times people always ask me, don't you both have to agree on everything before you can buy something? At which point I laugh. But Carl and Marilyn support each other's passion in such a great way. Carl has a passion for digital art. And I think he's put together one of the best collections of video art in the world. And guess what? He wants to share it with everybody in Santa Fe, New Mexico. You can go right down the street here in the rail yard at Art and see all of his collection. I believe this is the collection of the best video artists in the world that I know of. And I think he buys the best video of the best artist. He also currently serves as the chair of the board of the New Mexico School for the Arts right here in Santa Fe. And I believe that's the best art school in New Mexico. And I think it's one of the best art schools in the United States. Carl and I have been working together on the board of Site Santa Fe. And when Carl talks, it's to the point, and it's of substance, and people listen. He's got this expertise in art and this expertise in business, which is what we need when we're on those type of boards. While they don't do anything to acclaim any mention of the organizations, just let me give you a little bit. There's many more. But Carl has been acknowledged by the Wall Street Journal, the Business Week, Fortune, and his investment leadership has been included everywhere. He's also on the board of the McKnight Center for the Performing Arts and has previously been on the board of the Phoenix Art Museum and, of course, Site Santa Fe. Marilyn also serves on the board of the Art Institute of Chicago, the Blanton National Leadership Board at the University of Texas, and she serves as an advisory member of the Museum of the New Mexico Foundation and the Cantor Art Center in San Francisco. I've known in my life 3 important funders of the arts in the United States. Dominique Duminel, Agnes Gunn, and Patrick Lannon. And Carl and Marilyn are right there at the top of them right now. Thank you, Carl and Marilyn, for your great generosity.
I was born in Roswell, New Mexico, and then grew up in the northeastern New Mexico on the Oklahoma border. But Marilyn grew up 200 miles east of there in Oklahoma, so it was not too far from here. So this has always kind of seemed like home. Art is, beyond opera, beyond chamber music, it's beyond oil on canvas, that you can start to use technology to create a sense of experience and interaction. I think that's what we're really just trying to reach people, to introduce them to something special. We both came into the world with insignificant wealth, and so we kind of had the same feeling that I guess we should kind of go out that same way. So most of our wealth is going into our foundation, which focuses on art and education in the Southwest, to include Santa Fe and in most parts of New Mexico, Texas, some parts of Oklahoma. And so we, use our foundation to support, arts institutions throughout the Southwest, and, many here in Santa Fe, and cite the George O'Keeffe, to the opera, the chamber music. It's not sure what we haven't supported. And it's also some smaller organizations. If then we help put on exhibits, if people wanted that money, then we give out scholarships for students in, rural parts of the state to go to college. And that's only in its second year, but what we're trying to do, and I think this fits very much New Mexico and probably Santa Fe some, is we want to encourage people to come back to their home turf and grow and help it build and come back and get engaged in the community. This area was very generous to us, so we want to try to give back as much as we can. So, to me, art is the way to, I guess, kind of bring out that creative part of a person, which then makes society better. I mean, it's just an integral part of civilization. I think it's kind of mandatory. We'll do our small part to promote the arts. I guess our legacy would be you help organizations survive and prosper. I don't think it's so much about us, but the institutions we're working with, and it's a little bit like scholarships. I guess a legacy is somebody that got one of your scholarships comes back to be the mayor of Santa Fe, or comes back to be a great artist or a doctor. This legacy should be in what you've done to help others. That's the reason we do not like to put our name on buildings, because we'd rather just use our money to help people, help artists, help institutions grow and prosper. Marilyn and I are humbled by this award. I'm not sure we deserve it, but we're proud to be here in front of all the artists that came before us, because art to us is what is the glue, the inspiration. It brings people together, and we're just humbled to be part of it. And this has been my home. I was born in New Mexico, and Santa Fe has been part of our life for my whole life, and so it's a real honor to be here tonight. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Nicolasa Chavez, curator of Latin American and Nuevo Mexicano collections at the Museum of International Folk Art. And I am thrilled and honored to be in a room with such fabulous artists, and absolutely honored to be introducing our first ever UNESCO Traditional Heritage Award to Carlos Cervantes. I had the honor of meeting Carlos for the first time, actually working on an exhibition, and my co-curators are here in the room with me. Carlos is an amazing artist. He is living heritage, Nuevo Mexicano heritage, Chicano heritage, Mexicano heritage. All of these things roll and run, generations and generations of our history right here in New Mexico. He's lived in the Barrio de Analco, which is our historic barrio. Many of us have seen his beautiful work as you walk along the Santa Fe River Trail and along Alameda, and you see his work around town. And we got to meet him working on this project, the art that was created behind walls, where not everybody gets to always see it. And not only did Carlos teach us so much about how one even gets materials to create behind, but also how one shares. He's a strong person. He showed this strength in sharing all of this with us. But I think about not only surviving one of the most tragic moments in history in New Mexico, the prison riot, not only surviving it, but saving the lives of others. This is a tremendous person here. And tonight we're honoring Carlos. I'll just say, as Carlos is coming up here, hearing stories before the event from this family right here doing wonderful activism in our city. May that spirit continue.
Well, I started my art here at the Santa Fe Boys Club, and that's where I got interested in doing my art and doing a little bit of everything. At the age of maybe 6, 7.
My name is Patricia Cervantes, and I am Carlos's younger sister. When he was young, bringing home art stuff that he would do at the Boys Club. That was really fun. He got an award when he was about 9 years old. He got trophies for his artwork.
I've seen a few of my friends started doing some wall painting, and so I jumped in, and that's when I started doing that, like in 1970. Started going around and asking my neighbors and stuff if it was fine. Well, I enjoyed putting my history on the walls to let people know, and that was a good thing.
A lot of his artwork that he has out there in the murals and walls, as far as what it means to us, is that, like the Aztec, the Virgen Guadalupana, we grew up, as Catholics.
Being in prison, it was a hard time. La Guadalupe, she's the one that was there with me. She lost, and that's why we honor her everywhere we go, everything we do. La Lady of Guadalupe is something that my gente, my people have always been there with them. She's a lady that is in our blood. I was born here. And my family, my mother, my grandmother, we all lived here.
Our father is from Mexico. He's from Puebla, Tepehuayanco, Puebla. So our heritage, our culture goes back to our dad. And I think a lot of his artwork that he has on the walls here, it's just telling stories that again go back into our culture and heritage.
I put him out there to let our people in. We're not letting go. We're still here.
All these kids that come to see his art, are enjoying it and wanting to learn and be part of it?
I enjoy having those kids there with me and doing my art. Something that I give to those kids and they hang on to it, and it's something good. Once they get onto it, they don't wanna stop. And I have met that are now big adults. They right away, hey, get on to tell me, hey, that they're still now working with art. And that makes me feel good. Read something from I had printed. I had a stroke back in 1994, no, 2014, and that has put me down, but I haven't given up. I'm still here. Muchas gracias, everyone that has given me this time. And 8 months ago, I would not believe anyone would recognize me for my artistic work. I've been labeled a criminal most of my adult life. And up until February of this year, I was serving a 41-year of prison parole sentence. I was targeted for being a leader in the Chicano movement and later criminalized for my substance use disorder. But today, they began recognizing who I really am. Thanks to everyone who has supported me and who nominated me for this award. Thank you, Carnalita, my sister, for always being by my side. Muchas gracias, Patricia. Onsa and Danza Tonancindian Alco. Also, Judge Michael Vigil for being my advocate. Thank you, Godfrey Radio and Sammy Leiva for being my friends and for fighting together. And thanks to my carnal Gustavo Martinez Contreras for fighting for my freedom. Like I said, I went to prison back in 1978. But like I said, thank you all who has supported me and given me that strength to keep up and not letting go. And I'm still here, I haven't let go. Aquí estoy, carnales, carnalas. Aquí estoy para la revolución. Gracias to everyone.
Yat-e, Chikedo-shit-ne-e. In Navajo, the greeting to say hello is Yat-e. It actually doesn't mean hello. It means it is good. In response, pay attention to this. In response, someone says, oh, Yat-e. Yes, it is good. Lately, our world may not feel so good. But it's where we put our focus and our attention that good things can happen. While Indigenous Ways is receiving this award for being an organization that engages underserved communities through equity, inclusion, and accessibility, what Elena Higgins and Tosh Terry have accomplished for 19 years, nearly 2 decades, is amplifying what can no longer be ignored. That when we do the work based in love, we can accomplish great things. In Navajo, we have what word, wojo, living in balance. It is more than just a word, it's our way of life. What Indigenous Ways has done is to bridge the gap of misunderstanding and disconnection. This was evident especially during the pandemic, when Elena and Tash launched their Wisdom Circle series in April of 2020 for bridging cultural exchange with people globally and living in balance. What many of us considered a global shutdown, Elena and Tash chose to find ways to open up, using technology to continue to gather and exchange that love with each other that is so vital to our society, to healing, and to our ties as a community. What they have done for our community is no exception. They have their festival, Indigenous Festival, and they have their Wisdom Circle, which I have been a part of. I'm deeply honored to present to you wonderful, beautiful people who have created this global community here in Santa Fe.
Good morning, my name is Tosh Terry, and I am one of the co-founders and the artistic director for Indigenous Ways. I did a lot of music solo. I played in bands since I was 17 years old. And then into my 30s, I met a traveler coming through Santa Fe by the name of Elena Higgins from the Samoan and Maori tribes of Australia and New Zealand. And we met, we started playing together, and we very quickly ended up in Australia and New Zealand. When 2014 happened, we decided to start a house concert series anywhere we could. So at that point, we contacted our community in and around Santa Fe, quickly grew to the point where we couldn't continue the house concert anymore. We had to find outside venues. And then we ended up at IAIA here in town doing some festivals there, and then COVID happened. We didn't want to cancel all the musicians and interpreters and artists, so we said, let's do a Wisdom Circle twice every week. We requested to our funders, hey, we can actually use these funds to continue to give all the people that got their gigs canceled to come online if they're at home, isolated, and have a Wi-Fi signal. And we will also bring in the interpreters, and so everybody can stay connected through this time. So we did that and just kept it like inspiration. We found outdoors, we found youth, We found deaf people, we found people with different categories of disabilities communities, and we put everyone right in the center of what are we doing in this time.
Having this organization, they can pull together, and when they meet one another, they all come together and have this access thing go on, and it's massively successful. As you see the logo on the back, the people are all scattered about, and there's nothing in the middle. This shows our interconnected across all people. Indigenous ways, the word indigenous, you automatically think it has to do with Native Americans, but no. They're including queer, they're including white, they're including people from different backgrounds. We are all human beings, and so that's where I see all the different cultures. We're all connected through love. Love conquers all.
So kia ora tātou, ko Elena Tupuiwa. My name is Elena, I come from the borders of Aotearoa. I have been living in Santa Fe for the last 18 years. I am the executive director and co-founder of Indigenous Ways. What I love about this work more importantly than anything, because we co-founded, is really being at play of looking at shifting and decolonizing how we treat each other respectfully in the Indigenous ideals. Also too, for me myself, I like to co-create, so to the endless amount of projects that are possible. So this year we had our first film festival. We had a section with deaf. It was all had ASL interpreters, as well as Two-Spirit. And why? Because we can, and it's important, and it's the arts. And I think particularly now is more importantly than anything. For me personally, being a citizen of Santa Fe, we're in this incredible, gorgeous bubble of creativity and arts. And so what that also means is we have community. We're stepping outside of this area, but that's where the arts is fundamental, where change is. And when you look through history, arts has been very historical in changing communities, mostly for the better. And so we're in this amazing time where arts is so important, as well as culture and connecting culture as a Māori, Samoan family, and culture is it. And that's one thing for me of what's so beautiful living in Santa Fe, having this organization, but other people with the same mindset of it's all about our beloved community.
Oh, ya up, eh? Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Nia Weber, our distinguished guests, our beautiful sponsors, Site Santa Fe, our board, and all the wonderful recipients, our deaf and hard of hearing communities, and accessibilities, and especially to the Arts and Culture Department, Chelsea and the amazing team. We are so blessed to be living in Santa Fe. And I want to thank each and every one of you just for being here, and what arts is today and how important it is. So on behalf of Indigenous Ways, what we do know is this award is not for us, it's for all of us. It's community award, which was always said. But I want to thank each and every one of you, and thank you for recognizing Indigenous Ways.
Arts Restoration, thank you.
We're gonna do a quick stage.
That's why I wanted to introduce you to Daisy. That'll be over. Yes, I do. Randy nominated me last year.
Joanne and Bob Balzer, again, thank you all for coming tonight. Now, with great pleasure, I'd like to, in
Second door on the right, hot water bottle.
Voices of the land, speak to me. Voices of the people, speak through me. We are from the earth, we are from the skies, nourished to grow and flow with the water surface. Return our innocence, we are a bouquet of colors beneath a veil of gray. Return our innocence, redeem our color of vibrance. We acknowledge the voices of the first people of the land. We are the colors of the people, living on this land, walking together hand in hand, creation on this land. We are the colors of the people, living on this land. We must rise and come together again. Got the words in your program if you want to sing along.
Face the east, greet the sun, look south to the little ones. West turn, share sacred words, see the north and say so long. Life on earth fades so fast, art's the way to make it last. Voice together, prayers creation, save our sacred past. We are the colors of the people, living on this land. We must stand hand in hand, creation on this land. We are the colors of the people, living on this land. We must rise and come together again.
I have landed in Santa Fe, sacred places I call home. Ceremonies and our songs, creative art, traditional ways, generations new and old, see each other all as one. Polynesian spirits too. I am here, I see you.
I see you. We are the colors of the people,
living on this land,
walking together hand in hand.
nation on this land.
We are the colors of the people. We must rise and come together again. Of the people, put my footprints in the sand. We are one, we are equal, rose together beneath this land. See the beauty of the song. Hold to our hearts the breath of life. Water and earth, we come together as messengers. We are the sacred people beneath the wings of the evil. We are all the human race, united we stand in the face. We are the colors of the people, walking together hand in hand.
Nation on this land.
We are the colors of the people,
living on this land.
we must
J'en ai pour capitaine. Come together again. For old Tiffinoa. For Tiffinoa. For old. Come together again. Nang ocho puyo itu kegi riende. Baik you walking moon. Kuka woha.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming out tonight. To all our honorees, thank you for all you do. There is food and drink, courtesy of our dear friend Bill Benowski and Knuckles. There's some Blue Corn beer. I recommend it highly. Stick around, talk to each other, enjoy the evening. Thanks, everybody, for a great Mayor's Arts Award.
Is he up for real? There's like 7 people running. Yeah. I know, like, is there allowed to be 7? I guess. Also, there needs to be like a resource that says like what each person's platform is about.
That's what I was telling my mom. I was like, I know nothing about anything. Yeah. She was like, what's happening? Yeah.
I met one of them. He came into Joseph and sat at the bar.
Of course, she needs to be engaged. You don't even know how she is.
He was like,
yeah, Mike, co-curator,
I just tried that. Okay, I just wanted
Sorry, please go ahead. I'll tell you all. All that practice. I know. My personal good. Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm never going to hold them back. I know. I like them.
I'll be lucky. I'll find my way out there. Yes, you're just from the corner, right? You're the corner.
as you ride.
Oh, they did?
Right, Bob Street.